Welcome back to the shop. Today on the bench, we're going to be working on this Boombah 80-20 Advanced Series 13-inch SlowPitch glove. These come in pre-broke in, so there's not a whole lot we're going to do with it besides trying to reform the pocket and give them a nice deep pocket, dual hinge, you know the deal, pinky to thumb. And then when we're done, we're going to condition with Maven glove balm. So before we get into it, I got a story about Boombah. So stick around. Okay, so old guys love to tell stories, so just bear with me. Maybe a minute or two. We'll get to the live action here in a second. So, Boombah, what a great story. So, I grew up in Chicago. In the early 2000s, I was living in a town called Joliet, Illinois. Huge softball community. They had one of the biggest, nicest complex around. They used to host major events. The Windy City Classic was held there. And about that time, there was two gentlemen that they had an idea, started a business out of their garage, and started selling softball pants out of the back of their car. They'd go to different tournaments, events, and then before you knew it, you know, this was like 03, 02, 03, everyone around Will County, DuPage County, Kendall County, they're all wearing big, thick striped softball pants. And everyone's like, where'd you get those? Those are awesome. I gotta have some. So before you knew it, you know, every league night, every tournament team was wearing these big, thick Boombah softball pants. You know, how I kind of tie into all this is I was hanging out with some guys on my softball team, and one of them's name was Joe. He got connected with these guys, with Rick and Boomer, the original owners. And I believe Joe may have been employee number 3, maybe 5. I don't know. He was up there. Long story short, you know, Joe's a good friend of mine. I still talk to him today. He was boots on the ground kind of guy. He was in his 20s. He was grinding. He was aggressive. He got out there, you know, and he was, you know, hawking pants everywhere he could go. They had him going to tournaments all across the tri-state area. It was in Ohio. It was a different event everywhere. Again, within a couple hours driving distance selling pants. Now keep in mind, this is well before social media. You couldn't put posts out there, couldn't get likes, you know, clicks and all that kind of good stuff like you can today. It's a lot easier today. And then it was, you know, shortly after there, you know, they started selling bat bags, which is a big lift for them, then shoes. And then by me hanging out with Joe and knowing Joe well, I got the opportunity to go to Boombah's warehouse. So I went to Boombah number 1, headquarters number 1. It was in Morris. It was about 05, I think it was. And it was, to me, it was like so awe-inspiring and impressive. You know, I walk in this place. It was a smaller building. It wasn't like a big elaborate corporate headquarters. It may have been an old like industrial building. But you know, I remember going down some of the bin aisles where they would pick, and it was literally like shoulder to shoulder, floor to ceiling softball pants. And being a softball guy and, you know, want to be part of that, you know, whole industry, I was blown away. I was like so impressed. And it wasn't long after that they got into their second headquarters, which is also in Morris. It was off of I-80 near a truck stop, and it was really nice. It was a nice facility, had a nice showroom, you know, all kinds of cool things going on there. And that's where actually I met a major player at the time. His name is Johnny McCraw. He played for Combat. He's well known in the softball community. Put a picture of us here. But real good guy. Met him. He actually, you know, I had some of my business shirts with me. He took one and he supported me there for a little bit. But how we're talking about the glove came to be was, so Boombah Joe, a friend of mine, we gave him the nickname Boombah Joe because he was the guy, boots on the ground guy. It was probably around that same time, 05, 06, you know, they were looking at, you know, continue to expand their product line. And, you know, Joe was bringing over to my house some prototype samples of the gloves. And he knew that I worked on gloves, and I've been doing this for about 35 years. And, you know, it was really neat to, and I by all means, I'm not saying that I had anything to do with their success or the choice of glove manufacturing, nothing. I had nothing to do with any of that, but I'm just saying that I got to see behind the scenes and got to look at some of the gloves before they actually hit the streets. And it was really, again, inspiring. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be part of that. And I watched these guys grow from, you know, literally trunk of their car, working out of their mom's garage, is how the story goes, to their big office today. And, you know, they got stuff in other countries they're manufacturing. They got a big field over here in Florida. But the moral of the story is, if you have a dream and you're willing to grind, anything's possible. So keep that in mind. If you got a dream and you're willing to grind and put in the effort, anything's possible. So let's take the hammer to this guy and let's get him going. Okay, after a couple rounds with the hammer, we got, looks like we got a nice pocket here. Nice pinky to thumb action. Let's see how she fits. Yep. Again, nice dual hinge. Looking good. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put on the bench. Okay, we're gonna put on the bench and we're going to condition with Maven Glove Balm. Here we go. Okay, we completed another one. This guy looks to be game ready. All right, any questions, comments? Leave them below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Appreciate you sticking around with me, listen to my old man stories. See you next time.